Hey guys, this is Dimitri. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about aggregate functions on SQL. Basically, if you go over the Microsoft documentation, they'll tell you that it's a function that performs a calculation on a set of values and returns a single value. And we can have these examples here on your left, so you can get the average, you can count numbers or different it doesn't have to be numbers. You can count like rows. You can get a maximum value, minimum value. You can get standard deviation. So basically you can get a bunch of stuff here. Okay, those are the examples. Okay, let me just show you how it works. So I have this table here, and it's basically a bunch of cars and cities and price. What we're going to do right now, it's let's say your boss tells you, oh, I need to know what's the maximum price on our table. So what you're gonna do is you select price, right? Because you need to know what's the maximum price. But here's the trick. Before the price, you need to type the function that you want. If it's an aggregate function, in this case, max. So we need to select the max price. That's the trick, okay? Then from, so in this case, my table is cars, and I'm working with this database called junk. So for now, I'm just gonna leave it like this, use junk, and then select maximum price from cars. Let's just select this and try to execute it. And there you go, it's gonna show us 300. Let's just go back to the table, and let's say he wants to know the maximum price in Chicago. So you basically add a where condition where city is equal to Chicago. And let's just try to make this a little bit better. So select max price as max price. Okay, we select this and execute it. It's gonna show me the max price on Chicago. Okay, you can do the same with the minimum. So if he needs to know what's the minimum price on Chicago, you just change the function from max to minimum. So let's just run this again. Okay, this is gonna be let's say minimum price Chicago. Let's just run this again, execute, and it's gonna be 120 for Chicago. Okay, let's try to use another function, an aggregate function. This is gonna be count. It works pretty similar. So I'm gonna use this database, and then I'm going to select, and we're going to count, but let's just run this query real quick so we can see all the data. Okay, let's say I want to select all the transactions. Let's pretend every single let's say every single row is a transaction here. So select count. In this case, I can't count anything. Let's just go over the car ID. Car ID. So select from my table, which is cars, and then execute this. and it's gonna tell me that there's 21 transactions. And the same thing here, you can say as transactions, for example, okay? So if you execute this, it's gonna show me that we have 21 transactions. The same thing, so the function comes here. Okay, let's just try to go over the last example. Let's try to use calculate the standard deviation for the price. Okay, so we're gonna use our database. We're going to select price, right? Because you're going to calculate the standard deviation for the price. But remember, the function must be here. So if you don't remember what's the function for standard deviation, you go over the material and it says STDEV. So STDEV. And notice how it changed the color. Okay, so we need a standard deviation for the price from our table cars as, let's say, a standard deviation. Okay, perfect. Let's just execute this last example. And there you go. You have the standard deviation, which is 70, let's say 61. That's our standard deviation. You can do the same with some other values. For example, if you need the variance, we can calculate the variance as well. And there you got a different value, which is 4,986. So you basically go over the material and you can go over all the functions, and there's gonna be a description of everything and all the arguments that you can play around with. And that's basically everything for today. Thank you guys for watching the video, and I hope you liked it, and I'll see you in the next video.